Hey, what's up guys? I hope you're all doing well. So by now we have the first battle of the Kickback Battle, and a lot of you guys have been asking me, and pretty understandably why, where's the analysis? So just to quickly explain, I have just moved place. I've just moved to Copenhagen, and for the past week, I've had my first week of uni. So I've been really busy with just trying to get settled in and, you know, basically feel at home. So it's been a bit busy, and it's been fun, but now I'm excited to get back into making some good old content. We know that we've had the first battle, and it's made quite a few waves. Obviously, Frosty and Robin both doing a really great job. I've seen all the rounds, but now I'm excited to try and get into the analysis aspect of this video. I'm going to be splitting it up into two parts because, I don't know, even though you guys said you wanted it as one big video, I feel like I can go into deeper analysis if I split it into two videos. So that's what I'll do. You'll probably see them come out one day after the other. Okay, let's get into this. And of course,
welcome
we
to
have
round
the
one
intro
of the
as
first
always.
quarterfinal of the SBX Kickback Battle 2021
Start with
Loopstation
Frosty.
Edition with exclusive prototype of the Boss RC505 Mark II. Today we have Frosty versus Robin.
Yeah,
First
we do.
up is Frosty with 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. I say the 3 and I say the 2 and the 1 in 3, 2, 1. BEATBOX.
Yo, Robin, I love your stuff, but it's time to battle.
Okay. So one thing that Frosty's been criticized for a lot since the battles have started is the fact that his build-ups are taking a bit of time, both in his seeding round and his wildcard. He's just filled out all of his tracks here by now in 35 seconds, basically. So again, like that's a big thing from a battle perspective that he already has everything ready by now. He's really got like a good performance energy as well. I do feel at this point that I'm guessing that this was what we can consider the first drop. I feel like even though it was built up very fast, the actual impact of it wasn't that strong. Sound design is pretty good. I think Frosty's done better in terms of sound design and mix. For example, the snare I think is a bit quiet, and I think the hi-hats could be more interesting. But overall, it's a really good idea. I just wish that as a piece that the first drop had more impact. Okay. Also, side note, this is an updated version of his wildcard from 2019, I think. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
One step and be a little bit closer to you. One step and be a little.
He's really got good performance energy, especially in this part, I feel like. And now we kind of get like the good sound design and the impact that we know and love from Frosty with that like really cool, like almost like an FM synth in the second part of the drop, which I think sounds really good.
And that's time.
Okay, interestingly enough, he doesn't use more than 3 minutes. I feel like he could maybe find like a cool idea and go to 3 minutes 30. Another thing I was thinking about is that both the first and the second drop are very long in length, and they tend to kind of get repetitive. I feel like he could have probably shortened down both drops, and somehow had a variation of both of them, which would have then taken him to 3 minutes 30 seconds. But overall, it's a really sick round. Drum and bass, you know, he's done it really well. Gets that like that heavy underground UK feel. But I do feel like there are some flaws, especially kind of like the impact of the first drop. I feel like it's a bit repetitive. The sound design is good, but I feel like there are a bit of mix issues, mainly on the hi-hat and the snare. But I like the fact that he brings high energy, especially after, you know, kind of keeping it cool in both the seeding and the wild card. So in that aspect, kudos to him. But yeah, I do feel like he could be getting a little bit more out of this round, if I'm being honest, especially considering he's already done this round before. I feel like he could have spent more time kind of trying to remix it. Would have been my suggestion. Now let's move on to Robin.
Box.
Okay, Frosty, let's do this.
All right. Okay.
Hey Frosty, just for you, I put the auto-tune. You can try.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop it right there. So I find it really funny that he's using the autotune, because obviously Frosty sometimes has a tendency to sing a little bit off key. I think that's probably one of his weakest aspects as a looper. And I think you know, Frosty throwing on the autotune, which is a feature that Frosty could have used on the Mark II, but didn't in, for example, Mountain, I think is really funny. And honestly, it shows a lot of battle energy, which, if I'm being honest, I don't think Frosty had much of in the first one, despite the fact that it was a really upbeat track, I guess.
It makes you sing on a good tune. We're all on the same boat, but my boat is smaller than yours. You should try, it makes you feel like a real looper. I'm just playing my game, playing my game, playing my game. I don't give a fuck of anybody else. I'm just playing my game.
It's actually funny. I now kind of notice that they have the same issue, in my opinion, where they both kind of have a snare that's not that loud. It's just an interesting point that they both kind of have like a similar mix issue.
Playing my game, playing my game. I don't give a fuck of anybody else. I'm just playing my game, playing my game, playing my game.
It's really interesting that he actually does this. He's panning. The reason I find this interesting is that was actually a thing that I was personally advising Robin on in my analysis of his seeding round. I'm not saying he took the advice from me personally. It's just something I noticed now.
I don't give a fuck of anybody else. I'm just playing my game, playing my game, playing my game. I don't give a fuck of anybody else. I'm just playing my game, playing my game, playing my game. I don't give a fuck I'm just playing my game, playing my game, playing my game. I don't give a fuck what anybody else. I'm just playing my game, playing my game, playing my game. I don't give a fuck what anybody else. I'm just playing my game, playing my game, playing my game. I don't give a fuck of anybody else.
And that's time.
Okay, it's actually really interesting. I was gonna come into this video, the first round, kind of having an idea that I would have thought that Frosty would have won based on what I've heard before. But after kind of thinking about it, I do kind of feel like that Robin took the first round. This is, of course, in my opinion, and here's what I'm basing it off of. In terms of mix, both Frosty and Robin, in my opinion, kind of have some issues, mostly on the drums for both of them, from what I feel like. Sound design wise, Frosty definitely has more complexity, but we also need to consider that Robin is using like serious technicality with having so many different harmonies that are all in tune, and that might not seem like much, but when you consider he's layered like at least I think 6 or 7 layers, then it is really, really impressive. So I feel like from a technical perspective, Robin also kind of wins that situation there. And also important to know is that I feel like Robin's drums overall were more complex throughout the entire piece, which is another technicality factor for me. Also has a drum switch. You can make the argument that Robin kind of, sounds a bit repetitive throughout the entire thing, like he only adds layers on and on and on, so you're kind of listening to the same thing constantly. But I do feel like that's also the case with Frosty. You have the wub 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 sound, and it goes on for the entire piece. I feel like the one area that Frosty kind of takes ahead of Robin is the fact that I feel like this round from Robin, while it's a really strong round, is kind of a variation in many aspects of his seeding round. He uses the twist. He uses the same kind of harmonies, like he goes nay nay. So like it's not entirely different from what he's already shown. Whereas I feel like Frosty does show something completely new, even though it's a round he's already done. So even though I think I personally enjoy Frosty's round a bit more, just purely from the fact that I love drum and bass, I think from a battle perspective, Robin gets round 1, especially due to the fact that Frosty, tries to go at him and saying like, this is the battle, but the person who makes more battle moves in this round, I feel like kind of is Robin. Yeah, overall, I think I have to come to the conclusion that after this first round, Robin does win this. However, we all know how strong Frosty's second round is, and also how strong Robin's second round is. So make sure that for the final result of this battle, make sure to tune in probably tomorrow, where you'll be seeing what my final result would be. But again, it's just my opinion, and even with all this analysis, I really do feel like both of them have shown an incredibly high level of looping. So it's not like anyone's really losing, because I feel like that the main purpose of Kickback is to just show yourself as an artist, and they both absolutely did. So with that said, I hope you guys have a good day. By the time you're seeing this, my battle with Mirza is probably starting, so there's also that content to look forward to. And with that, I hope you all have a good day. I think I already said that, but yeah, peace.